Yo, what's up everybody? I hope you all had a great weekend. What I want to do is I want to just finish off on what I was speaking about last week. I'm just going to recap on what we are speaking about. We are speaking about how fat loss happens. And what we went through was, for anybody that's been following me, we went through the importance of the amount of energy that your body needs at rest every single day. Just to sit down on your chair, it needs a certain amount of energy at rest, and when you're below that energy at rest, the chances are that you're in a low energy availability state, which it's just really difficult to get results. So it's hard to get fat loss. You're in them positions, you're actually going into wastage of your own body storage of muscles, bones, carbohydrates, water, etc, right? So that's called weight loss, which may go against you in the long term and short term, but we'll hold that for another couple of videos. We're just going to recap. Then what we said was, outside of the rest of metabolism, your body then starts to expand energy, and when you expand energy, what happens is your energy intake needs to increase. And the majority of people that we will see that will go on fat loss plans will actually decrease their energy and increase their expenditure. We don't know how long that lasts, maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, but let's talk about that. And what we done was, the most important component is non-exercise activity metabolism. I'm just going to finish this off today instead of having a video tomorrow and the next day. Just let's get it out of the way, right? Because you'll end up getting lost, and I don't want that happening. So your non-exercise metabolism is the amount of like steps, fidgeting and stuff that you do every single day. So the more you eat or the more energy intake you have, the chances are that your non-exercise metabolism is going to increase, because what's going to happen is consciously you're going to start to expand more energy, and you're going to start to want to do things a little bit more, right? So does that mean that I go and take 20,000 steps a day and 30,000 steps a day and it's mathematics? Not really, because every 10,000 steps you take, it is about 350 to 450 calories. But just remember, your body adapts. It doesn't always mean that. It's just trying to gather the amount of expenditure that you're doing over time. So the reason that I'm saying that is, usually 5 to 10,000 steps a day is a sweet spot, because if you do an extra 10,000, just make sure that you equate for the energy intake for the cost of them 10,000 steps, because therefore what it will do is it will tap into your own stores, and therefore performance will be affected and fat loss will start to come to a halt. So then we never went through physical activity, right? But before we go through physical activity, we're just going to go through diet-induced metabolism. So when you eat certain foods, like when you eat proteins and when you eat fibre, they cost about 35 to 40% more energy than carbohydrates and fats, right? So when you eat protein, the cost for your body to break down, metabolize and store protein, the body will burn more calories doing that process. And it's the same with dietary fibre, like vegetables and fruits. The cost to break them down in the body is a little bit more higher, whereas carbohydrates would also be higher than fats. They're in about a 10 to 15% range. So why would you cut carbohydrates if carbohydrates and dietary fibre cost the body more energy to break down, and therefore they're going to burn more calories over time? So that's the thing about carbs, right? And then the thing about carbohydrates is, when you have carbohydrates in your body, they increase non-exercise metabolism. And I think I went through something that happened where they trialed 12 different subjects, and what happened was the group that ate the more carbohydrates in the morning expanded more energy over the 12 weeks by 550 calories, which is a lot of energy. So therefore what we got to do is then we got to go to the most important one, and that is physical activity. Now physical activity is going to the gym every single day, doing your cardiovascular work and doing all this type of training, right? So you want to be doing something like if let's say with males, right? I don't know, because like, many people are athletes and things like that, but like, you need to measure your expenditure. It makes up about 15 to 30% metabolism, and you need to make sure that you're adapting from that training session. Like, it has to have a purpose of why you're doing it and what you're doing. So for example, many people do high intensity interval training. What is the purpose of doing high intensity interval training? The cost of a high intensity interval training session is probably about 100 to 150 calories. Can you recover from that? Can you adapt from it? Is it going to get in the way of your other training sessions? And then you got to look into that. And then the next most important thing is, like, is it not a little bit more easier to do steady state cardiovascular work, right? Because number one, it helps you recover, right? It helps you recover. It also increases carbohydrate metabolism, so think of that. It also increases a thing called enzyme activity in your body, and it also teaches your body how to supply oxygen at higher rates, right? And therefore the intensity and the recovery from them is just so low. Think of it, like you could do 3 or 4 cardiovascular training sessions on top of probably 2 HIIT training sessions. The cost of that HIIT training session may get you injured. It may affect you. You may not be breathing properly as it is. Like, you may not be actually understanding how to actually breathe effectively and going in and doing all these high intensity interval training sessions. Like, what is the purpose of doing it? That's what you need to do that. You get the same outcome out of resistance training programming, and I just think steady state cardio is a little bit more better for longevity. Think of it. Most people that will do steady state cardio training, what will happen is they have had an experience of doing it for fat loss, so they dread doing it. Now, I'm not talking steady state cardio training of doing massive jumps and all big fancy training sessions. Just jump on a bike, just jump on something really easy, and just keep your heart rate in between 120 to 150 beats per minute, and just watch the differences. If any of you have any questions on having a look over your program and giving you a little bit of recommendation, instead of spending another couple of minutes talking about stuff that's not individualized to you, physical activity should be individualized to you and specific to your goals and where you want to go and what exactly you're doing. So your physical activity is going to be different to my physical activity. But just remember the 4 components of how fat loss happens, which I'm going to speak about tomorrow. It comes from resting metabolism, it comes from the foods that you eat every single day, and it comes from the non-exercise metabolism that we're not tracking every single day, and then it comes from physical activity. Them 4 components are just basically your total daily energy expenditure, and that's where most diets or fancy name diets are all just something inside of them 4 things. That's being honest with you. It's just a different way and a different name for it. But they all just measured exactly to them 4 things. Them 4 things is your total daily energy availability is inside of them over the day. Thanks a lot for watching and have a great day.